All right, speaking of the huddle, you guys were at SMU, and SMU, as you said in our opening, you're not getting out of this
Mm,
SMU, but
mm.
congrats on the win.
Yeah,
They beat number 10 Miami 26-20 in overtime. Miami falls to 4-9 in November
mm,
under Mario Cristobal. I remember specifically doing our Miami preview episode. We interviewed Coach Cristobal and then we talked about Miami. And I brought up the November numbers because I was like, Mac, this November is a problem. Can they overcome this? And you can also look at the mid October loss, of course, to Louisville, but this seems to be a problem. I'm not quite sure why.
right.
You should have enough depth. You recruit like crazy. You have so much talent. The stuff we saw on the sideline with Shannon Dawson and Mario Cristobal kinda getting into it, and then Coach Beck, Carson Beck saying after the game, they kept calling the same play, "I just execute what's called." It seems like there's some serious disconnect
Mhm,
between the play caller, between Cristobal, Beck, whatever it is, and that's from the Louisville game on, I would say, when
right.
Beck was kinda throwing a receiver under the bus. It just seems like there are some issues offensively, and that may be an understatement.
Yeah, and it was, pretty interesting to see that, and it was a weird game too because it felt like Miami had control, like they
Yeah.
kinda normally do, um, and then there was this weird point, I was kinda telling you about it earlier that I was actually down on the field at this point at the very end of the game, and it just felt like nobody wanted to win, like,
Mhm.
nobody wanted, to take over, and give SMU credit for finally standing tall and doing that, like, marching down the field, that they had a couple of penalties that it's so fans are so funny. Like, whichever side of the fence you're on, you're going to be obviously pissed about a call, a game changing call.
Of
But
course.
guess what? How about be mad at your players for doing it? Like the particular play I'm talking about that stands out to me the most, KG, is SMU was going to snap the ball, and I don't even remember who called timeout, if it was Coach Cristobal or Coach Lashley. Somebody calls a timeout. Now, it was loud, and the ball was snapped, but the whistles are blowing. KJ has the ball. Ruben Bain touches him, and then a DB hits him. Like the play's dead, and he gets hit. And it was an easy, easy, easy call. And these Miami fans are going nuts, yelling at me at this because they can see me, my big bald head, easy to stand out. They're saying, call the ACC. They're cheating. They're doing. And I'm like, are you serious? Like that was the dumbest play I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like what an
Yeah.
idiot. What are you mad about? Like you would be pissed if that was Carson. And it's so silly. So how about be disciplined and don't do that? And who knows? Maybe you win the game. I mean, that was like 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 12. It was a huge,
Huge.
huge mess up to give them a first down and obviously 15 yards. Then they go and hit that field goal. And then the pick by Carson in overtime, which was just bad play, crazy
Bad.
play, really good interception, and then they score a touchdown and they win it. And give them credit, but also what ticks me off is you go and beat this Miami team that is very, very good. You can't beat anybody in the Big 12, and you lost to Wake Forest the week before, where
In
your
the
offense looked inept.
craziest way. Yeah.
The offense looked like it never played football before.
Oh.
Nothing worked. Nobody could help. KJ had a bad day, which we're all entitled to. It's part of it. But the fact that it all happened together last week was crazy. And by the way, that team just got housed by 50 against the worst team in the ACC. It's so dumb. It's so dumb when you look at it. But it was super fun being in Dallas. I love being in Dallas. I would go there as many, many times as I could during a football season. Got to hang out with Shooter McGavin. That was pretty cool.
Mac,
Shout
you
out.
were hanging out with some big time
It was
people.
fun. It was fun. My boy Eric Dickerson, Bill Armstrong, the GOAT. Got to actually spend some great time with Bill. That was really fun. I appreciated some of those conversations that we had. And then just Lashley and the boy, like I really do. I love SMU and I love that program and how they're doing it. He got the massive extension, makes him a top
Yep.
10 paid college coach in all of the country. That's amazing. And then what's crazy is think if they would have waited a day and he gets a top 10 win. This is their first top 10 win since like the 70s at
Mhm.
home. This is huge when you do something of that nature. So congrats, Bill and the boys, on getting that signed before this game because it should have
Smart.
been more. You got to pay him more. But it was really, really cool. And then to see the scene and the fans and our show was amazing. I mean, it was so much fun. It means a lot, when you guys show up and support us there in person and then to see them win it and storm the field. I mean, it's just those are cool things to be a part of. Um, But again, just know in the back of my head, like, I'm pissed that that happened, just so y'all know.
Mac's smiling down there. He's giving people
Yeah,
hugs, but he's
yeah.
mad.
I'm upset. Good game.
Yeah.
Boom.
I hate this. Okay, Mac, first of all, your show looked awesome. The whoever put the skeleton right there with the headset on next to
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
that was hilarious.
That
I
was
was
our
dying
stage
laughing.
manager for the day.
That was so good. I loved it. I think you're talking about the unnecessary roughness on Marquise Lightfoot, right? The hit
Yeah.
on KJ? Yeah. That
Was it Marquise? I thought it was a DB. Maybe it was. Maybe it was,
Okay,
if you're
well,
looking at
that
it.
gave SMU the first down that led
Yeah.
to, the field goal, which is just terrible. Miami had 12 penalties for 96
Mhm.
yards. So,
Mhm.
like, the penalties
Yeah.
killed Miami.
Yep.
Like, you can't have that when you're playing on the road against a competent team. And as I'm watching the game, Mac, I keep thinking, well, 2 things. First of all, Kevin Jennings was a warrior. He said did you see his
Jesus.
quote after the game?
Uh-uh.
Because I thought he was done. Like, when he limps off, because you know he's had that ankle forever and
Right.
ever. He said, "After that play, I didn't know I was going back in. Hopping off the field, I couldn't put pressure on the leg at all. And then, all of the sudden, my ankle just got back to working." I was like, "Wait, what?
I love when that happens.
How did okay, I don't I've got some questions, but it's fine." He went back out there because when I thought as I'm watching this game on TV, I thought, "Oh, they knocked him out. Like, Miami's gonna survive because they
Mhm.
knocked KJ out." And then I looked I'm watching the Clemson game, I go back to Miami, I'm like, KJ's back in the game, and he's
Crazy.
slinging it. He's
Yeah.
absolutely slinging it. That was okay, 2 other things that made me mad for Miami. At towards the end of the game, when you know SMU can't run the ball, they've run the ball 25 times for 23 yards. Kevin Jennings literally has 1 leg, and SMU is still passing it all over the yard. Like, how is that possible, Mac? And then
Yeah.
on the flip side for me, and this is probably just Miami fans totally agree with me, and they're also frustrated, I texted you this. It felt like every time Miami was in the red zone, they were throwing the ball.
Yes.
Run the ball,
Yeah.
especially the overtime pick.
Right.
It
Right.
was just I I don't know. Maybe
And
that's
it
what Carson Beck's talking about. I don't
yeah,
know.
and it's so strange because again, I've never been there, but it almost feels like what I said earlier about when I'm analyzing things. And when you're analyzing things, it's almost like we know too much and you're in your head and coordinators
Mm,
get in their own head and they
yeah.
just think, well, what if this? What if that? What if, instead of just, no, man,
Mark
that's a top
Fletcher.
five pick. That's Mark Fletcher. Hand the ball off. Run it. Run the ball. Or, hey, buddy, they have -4 rushing yards. Go to a dime look and get an extra DB on the field. Like
I would
it's
yeah,
just stuff like that that I almost think is so simple and that people just they're too caught up in other things. And again, we're from afar. There's no pressure. We're sitting here saying this whatever on a
sure.
Sunday. Who cares? But it is fascinating that it seems like such a simple thing to just fix, just a little tweak, and that it just doesn't happen. And it's baffling to see that, especially when you are having such success stopping one particular piece of the puzzle there, and having such great success. I mean, they ran it, for 160 yards, whatever it was. So
Run it.
I don't know. It's puzzling. Miami. I mean, you're probably maybe. I mean, you could win out and essentially, are you battling Notre Dame for the last spot,
Yeah, but you
which
beat
you
Notre
beat,
Dame.
and they've won, all these games straight. Who knows? But I think Miami's out. I think they're done.
Probably.
I think they're done.
Probably so.
Two
Another
and two in the
disappointing
ACC. I think you're out of the championship game for sure. I just don't know. I mean, you would have to do what you haven't done all year, and that's consistently blow people out. And I
yeah.
just don't know if they have that ability.
I agree. But I do wanna give credit to SMU. Like you said, Mac,
It's
crowd showed
huge.
up.
Yeah.
SMU didn't flinch. They could have kinda just folded early after the
Mhm.
Wake Forest debacle, but they hung in there. KJ was incredible. Jordan Hudson, I mean, monster. 11 catches for 136. He was special. And then I thought the SMU crowd I know you said there were, some Miami fans
Hey,
there.
Miami traveled.
Yeah,
Miami
there were
did
some
good.
Miami fans.
They were loud. It was
But
loud whoever had the ball. Let me just put it
yeah,
that way.
okay.
Whoever had the ball, it was loud.
But
And you bring up SMU, like, record-wise, they're right there. One loss in conference. I
well,
mean,
oh, in conference,
who
yes.
knows?
Yeah.
These boys mess around, get to an ACC championship and win. You're right there.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I did have the thought as I'm watching on TV, like, this is why SMU joined the ACC. You're
Correct.
on ESPN,
Yeah.
you're beating a top 10 team, you're getting to showcase your school, the Huddle's
Mhm.
doing a whole show there, like, I do feel like SMU fans, SMU, bigwigs, our guy
Yeah,
Bill, probably very pleased with this whole situation, and also, Mac, truly, I think it's great for the league.
yeah,
Like, that you have I know it's not good that SMU beat Miami because Miami's out of the hunt, etcetera, but to have a school like that that really cares, and they're investing, and they have that kinda showing, it's good. It's good all the
yeah.
way around.
It is good, and you secured your coach, you got him there,
Yeah,
he wants to be there, you want him there, you've got the market of Dallas, the hotbed recruiting of Dallas. It is good. Again, timing-wise, we can work on
sure,
that, but
sure.
we're thinking
Um,
big picture here, KG.
yeah,
Kevin's gonna be back next year, SMU's gonna be really good.
silver lining, we love that.